guys. Just heading up to this amazing retreat center up in the mountains, and it's not really up in the mountains, but it's overlooking Shasta Lake, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. I've never been up there, but I've seen pictures, and so we'll see what it's like. I've definitely been up by Shasta Lake, but never to this part. So glad you guys are checking out the channel. Hope you enjoy the ride. I don't know if you guys can see it because I have my GoPro in wide angle mode, and so I just love the scenery, being in the valley. I just love that I can wake up to a snow-capped Shasta. I mean, it pretty much has snow on it year-round. Shasta's about 14,000 feet in elevation. I mean, during the peak of summer, definitely a lot of the snow melts, but it's just a beautiful sight. It's definitely one of my favorite things, riding around and being able to see just such an incredible backdrop. Just beautiful mountains in the distance. Such a plus. And I haven't taken the bike around Lassen yet, Mount Lassen, because that's a pretty long trek. But I definitely plan on doing that in the near future. For sure, it's not that long. It's maybe, I don't know, 4 hours. And it's just a big loop that goes around Mount Lassen, which is over there. So I haven't taken this bike much on the highway, just because I don't need to. A lot of my riding is in and around town. We have 44, which kind of cuts across east-west. I don't really need to get on I-5 that much. But regarding the bike's performance, it handles beautifully at speed. It's very nimble, very stable. Another question is, does the bike have enough power? So I'm in 6th gear here and doing about 75 miles per hour. Speed limit on I-5 fluctuates between 65 and 75. I think around here it's 75 once you get out of the city limit. No, it's still 65. So I'm gonna stay within the speed limit, just because this is going up on YouTube. Once we get into 75 miles per hour, once we get into the zone for 75, I'll do some pulls, and you'll see that this bike has plenty of power. Like I said, I'm cruising comfortably at 75, and I've got I'm at 5,500 RPM, and the red line is 9.5, so plenty of room to accelerate and pass and get out of tight spots. I'm really happy. I don't want to be on a bike that's super buzzy, that you gotta constantly be up in the high RPM range, so I'm very happy with the power delivery of this engine. It comes on really smooth. It's very linear from the low RPMs all the way to the high RPMs, and even on the highway, like you just roll on a little bit and you're gone. So that's just a slight twist of the throttle, and in a blink of an eye I'm up to 80. So let's start down at 65. There, we're at 65, and let's just go. Just like that, 77. And so no problem accelerating, keeping up with traffic. And I'm not gonna, I'd be comfortable easily going 80, 85 on this. I'm not going to. I just am about to renew my motorcycle insurance, and the last thing I need is a point to drive up my rate. So I'm sure you guys can understand, the ones that at least pay for their motorcycle insurance. I gotta remember about that speed trap on the way back. I was bummed. A friend was supposed to come and be a part of this team, and he is the one that rides another motorcycle, but I guess he decided to drop out. I was looking forward to riding up with him on his bike, but I guess that didn't happen for some reason, so I'm all alone. It's funny, you know, when you ride with someone, you don't necessarily, I don't have a Bluetooth intercom, so I'm not talking to the guy, but there is something comforting when you go riding together with someone, and I don't know what it is. There's Shasta Lake right there. We don't go swimming in there because it's really for boating and fishing. We do our swimming at Whiskey Town, but it's a pretty big lake. Formed because of Shasta Dam, which is a pretty big dam, one of the top 5 in the nation, I believe. So we'll come up here just to see the water. Haven't made friends with someone with a boat yet, but working on that. A lot of boats in Shasta Lake. This is the one thing I also don't like about highway riding is the bugs. I mean, my helmet screen face shield is just already covered with so many bugs. And I forgot to pack my glass cleaner and cloth in my backpack. A big no-no. If you're going to go on the highway, you should always pack a face shield cleaner and a cloth. The bike just turns in so beautifully. I know I'm not taking really sharp angle turns, but just the way the bike handles at all speeds, city and highway, is just really magnificent. I know lean has nothing to do with it, but it feels like you just simply lean the bike and it just goes exactly where you want it to go. There's no fighting the bike, there's no coercing, there's no manhandling. It's just really, really beautiful, really easy. Do a quick U-turn. The exit for this place is actually only on the southbound side of I-5, so we all need to flip around. I didn't even think about. Hopefully this road is paved all the way up. There are a lot of roads like this around the lakes, and because of that I'm probably gonna go ahead and get a radiator guard, just because the last thing I want is a rock to fly up. lives up here? That's what I want to know. This is a retreat center that we came up to. It is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, God.